Hello and welcome back. All right, new set day. We got the new Dominaria United set. Uh, haven't really looked at the spoiler too much, so this is all kind of new for me. Uh, with any set, it's always best to start with a sealed, and we're gonna go with sealed Dominaria. I did purchase the new art lands because I like to do that. I think they're all kind of cool. Just play with a set that looks cool. And yeah, I always think it's a safe bet to just jump right into a sealed here. And yeah, let's hope for something fun, something cool. It's really exciting. I love new sets. I think everybody does. It's like getting a new present every day. Okay, interesting. A lot of black cards here. Uh, okay, I'm not exactly familiar with all of these cards. Um, Probably not going to run the Voltarian Hatcher, Hexhatcher, unless all of our cards become like Merfolk, but this card's okay. This is definitely a constructed card that I was thinking about. It could be very good. Stin, Paranoid Partisan, 2 2 for 2. Enters, choose a card type other than creature or land. Alright. So, and then spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less. Okay. You can pay 3, exile Stin, return to the battlefield at the beginning of next sunset. Okay, that card's actually quite good. Interesting. Um, yeah, actually, this card would probably be really cool and constructed as well. I'm familiar with the Guardian. This is one of those early reviewed cards. Enlist is going to be an interesting thing to remember that you can't tap summoning sick creatures to upgrade their power. But this one's actually quite good. I'm kind of glad you got this one because I wanted to see how good this card is. I think it's going to be pretty strong, but the ability to protect yourself by just discarding and is pretty relative. Um, these top three though are interesting. We have Rada Tabig of Urborg, which is a 3/3 hill, basically hill giant for 2 black and a black, a white, and 2 colors. Vigilance, Ward 2, which is really right there is pretty good. Uh, Ward is an interesting thing, but the effects on this, other zombies you control have Vigilance. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, it becomes a copy of it. You create a token, but you don't actually exile the card. That's kind of cool. Actually, that's a really good card. Braids. Oh man, this card is interesting. I think it'll be really good in draft. It might even be fine in constructed, but we'll see. This card looks fun, and then we have. This is a little complicated. At your end step, you can sacrifice something. When you do, then your opponent can either choose to sacrifice that a type if they want. If they don't, they lose 2 life and you draw a card. Which on the end step, at least you can get some value. So there is some build around with this card. And then we have the Claw, 3/3 for 3 menace. That's right there. I would play that card in any black red deck just as a 3/3 menace for 3. Menace is very powerful. But you can also add mana, and you can only spend that to cast dragon spells. But once during each of your turns, you can cast dragons from your graveyard. I don't know how many dragons are in this set, but that's really strong. And then whenever you cast a dragon spell from your graveyard, it gains whenever this creature dies. Exile it. Interesting. Okay. Alright, let's just get into the packs then. And start drafting here. Or sealing. Alright, I'm going to turn this way so I can actually see the cards. I am familiar with the Benelish Sleep. I did get familiar with some of these cards last night, so I'm a little bit more familiar. Oh, we got 3 of these. Reduction cost for each vigilance. Now, we did get a legendary creature that has vigilance. And these 3 have vigilance, but if we don't have any cheaper cards with vigilance, this is probably going to be at the cheapest of 4/4 vigilance for 5. Like, you want this to be like 4 mana, 4/4 vigilance. So if we can make that possible, I actually think this card could be very good. But that means we have to get creatures that cost 2 and 3 mana that have vigilance. So that might not actually be a card we play. Curiosity with upside. If it's a legend. This is an interesting kicker card. Oh, nice removal spell, actually. -2, -2, which is great already. It gets an additional -1, -1 for every instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Honestly, this is just a solid card. I think it would go in any deck that's playing black. Kicker's an interesting mechanic, and we got a few cards with that. Alright, and we got 2 Braids, Frightful Return. That's pretty cool. Read Ahead's interesting, an interesting mechanic. I think it'll catch a lot of people off guard. You may sacrifice a creature if you do each of your opponents discard a card. I think a lot of people are going to skip over that effect, and I think they would be right to do so. I don't know how many tokens we can generate, but I imagine it's not that great. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. For 3 mana, it's a little overpriced, but the fact that you can get a second effect where you can target opponent may sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If they don't, they lose 2 life and you draw a card. So, for limited, I actually think this card is going to be good. I don't know how good it's going to be, and I don't know how strong it'll be. But I imagine it'll be fine. Prophecy. Put up to 2 of them in your hand. The rest in your graveyard. So basically it's like a weird divination where you lose 2 life. But it could be better than that if you look at more cards. Interesting. I imagine the domain thing is going to be a little bit easier based on some of the cards they've printed. But we'll have to take a look at that. So much going on here. Oh, there are dual lands. Okay. I didn't know that. Wow. We got a lot of them. Oh. Interesting. Ooh, okay. We got 2 gold cards in black and white. Black-white looks fun. Let's see, what are the artifacts here? We got an 0/3 Defender for 1. And you can pay 2 until end of turn. Target creature with Defender gains haste, can attack as a different attacking. Assigns damage with their toughness rather than their... Wow, that card's really good. An 0/3 for 1. I mean, that's really strong. An 0/3 for 1 Defender, but it has the ability... You just pay, and then you can attack for 3. And you can... If you have 3 mana, you can swing for 3. The turn it comes into play. That's actually kind of interesting. Can only be used as sorcery, so only when you want to be aggressive is decent. It's interesting. Scry 2 when it enters a 3/2 artifact. That's fine. The Codex. Domain. You 5 mana, tap and draw. This ability costs 1 less for each basic land type. So if you have all the land types, you can just tap it to draw a card. I mean, it does cost 5. And that's the end of our cards. Okay. Now, I didn't watch anybody seal this or draft it, so I really don't know what's going to be good. So, whenever I get a new set, what I like to do is just take all the creatures and see what that builds. And then from there, I'll put spells and stuff into the deck and then just kind of weave our way into it. I would have already started that. I just wanted to look over earlier. We'll just grab the creatures. Now, we did get that guy... There's a defender that if you have other defenders, you get to make... Yeah, this one. Wingmantle Chaplain. This card is an 0/3 that makes a 1/1 when it enters if it's the only defender. But if you have other defenders in play, or after you play this card, you get to make 1/1 flyers on top of that with it. So this is a pretty strong build-around card as an uncommon. Nightmare. Wow, not a lot of black creatures. Yeah, our green has a really strong curve. Oh my gosh. An incredibly strong curve for green. Alright, that's all of our creatures. This is 100% creatures. Let's just make sure I didn't grab anything that wasn't. No. So we have 42 creatures to choose from. Let's get rid of these lands. We don't need them. They mean nothing to us. Okay. So we have a decent curve in our green and our white. Our red is a close third. Blue, the Hexcatcher is not looking great. Although we do have 2 Merfolk here in the 3 spot. None. Yeah, so the Hexcatcher is not good. So we'll probably cut that. Academy Wall, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Triggers once per turn. I mean, our blue doesn't look that great. Like, Stin is a strong card, so maybe we splash it. It's strong enough to where reducing the cost on a common other card type. Because we could choose Artifact. Even though this is an artifact creature, it could cost 0 to play. And Librarians cost 2. But I think Librarian, even though it's just the 3/2 for 3, it enters and scries 2, which is actually pretty good. I mean, there have been other creatures that do this for those costs, but it's not bad in a sealed format. And card filtration is huge. If you don't have draw, the next best thing is scry. And sometimes I think theoretically, if you scry 4 compared to a draw, just a cantrip draw spell, I think scry 4 or even scry 3 is more powerful than drawing a card. Because you see so many more cards, and if you bottom, you look at the top 4 and you bottom 3 and keep the one on top, it's less of a gamble. I think Scry is an incredible invention that they added to Magic, and I'm so glad that they implemented it. But yeah, I'm not in love with our blue when it blue creatures wise, but we do have some decent fixing for blue. We have 2 bench fronts, or beach fronts, and 3 Tangle Islets. So it is possible we play blue, and we got a Grotto, which can help us fix our mana. Alright. But for now, I'm going to cut these blue cards here. Thanks, King. Yeah, I am on early today. I decided to not do work today. Get an early start on the day. I'm just trying to have some Magic fun. So, whew. Oh, but yeah, trying to get a jump on everything. Okay, so I think we're gonna cut the blue and the partisan. The partisan's not that good, so we've narrowed ourselves down to 4 colors now. Which makes me sad because that kind of like knocks off the point of being able to play our dual lands here. But we have a red-green one, and we have 3 red-greens and 1 black-red. Yeah. So what are Sangir Connoisseur with flying 3/3 for 5, which is okay. Whenever 1 or more creatures die, put a +1/+1 counter on the Connoisseur. This triggers once each turn. Okay, interesting. That's pretty good. So I didn't really see a lot of vigilance creatures here other than the zombie wizard. Yeah. So I imagine these phalanxes are just unplayable at that point. 6 mana for a 4/4 vigilance is not that good. 4/4s for 4 with vigilance are amazing. I feel like that's probably going to be a better draft card than it will be a sealed. 7/7 for 7, trample. When it enters, gain 5 life. Well, okay. Mossbeard Ancient looks strong. And then we have a 5/5 trample for 8. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Okay, that might still make the cut. So, if we have a 3-powered creature, it costs 4 mana? Is that right? 3 minus 7 is 4. No, that is 5 mana. Man, if we could get that cost down to 4, but I don't know. Like, we have the Magnanoth Sentry, which is a 4/4. And then there's a Tattered Aspiration, but those require mana to pump into it. I mean, a 5 mana 5/5 trample isn't bad. It's just not necessarily what I'm looking for. I mean, Nobi Brawler with our domain lands could be really interesting with the Molten Monstrosity. But for now, I think we'll cut that. I don't think it's very good. I think I was looking at this. Berard, Argavian Recruiter. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power. Oh. Interesting. This is a card that works with Enlist. But how many Enlist cards do we have? I mean, it's also fine with the Juniper Order here. If we kick it for 1 green, then it would be a 3. It would be a 3/3 counter on a creature. You can put it on the recruiter even. Okay. Interesting. If you kick this, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, and the rest on the bottom in any order. So basically, it's a 4 mana 2/2 that gets you a card. I guess that's okay. And this gets bigger till the end of turn, which is neat. Elise Elcor Pilgrim. I think this card's very good. Depends on how good our black is. Flying 2/2 for 4. This is actually really strong. That has the shade mechanic of fire breathing is nice. Or shade pumping. And I like the Magnanoth Sentry is going to be tough not to play. The card's really good. Okay, the Keldon Strike Team, if you kick it, so for 5 mana you get a 5/3. And as long as the Strike Team is in play, creatures you control have haste. Enter the battlefield this turn. Creatures you control have haste. Interesting, so if you just play it as a 3/1 with haste, but if you kick it, then you get to play... Wow, that card's actually pretty strong. Just as a 3/1 for 3, and it entered that turn, all your creatures you control have haste. That's pretty nuts. Or the Badger, 3/3 for 3, already liking that. You can kick it. If it's kicked, creatures you control gain menace. Interesting, that's actually quite good. Now, I was looking at this last night. This is just really strong as a mana dork, but it's also a 1/1 death touch, so it's quite good. 3/2 for 3. If you kick it, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Wow, okay, that's really strong. Okay. I'm really liking my green. I think my green has probably got some of the best creatures. Domain. Oh yeah, this card looked really dumb. 4 mana to give +1/+1 to yourself isn't strong, but you're probably going to get 3 or 4 off of this. So 4 mana make your guy a 6/6. And we have quite a few of those tap lands, and I'm pretty sure we'll play them if we have a lot of domain. And it looks like we have just enough, because this Brawler will be sick as a 5/3 trample. The Sprout seems like a good guy to play. The Picker's not so much necessary. Yeah, Kicker is everywhere, and I think a lot of these creatures are just aggressively cost as 2/2s. Well, I'm not going to play a 32 card deck, so we got to start cutting. So, what spells do we have here? Stall for Time looks really good in white. Just tapping 2 creatures, instant speed, and drawing a card. It's pretty strong. And then if you kick it for 5, you keep them tapped, which is okay. It's not a bad card, but we're not generally focused on the blue. Our blue is definitely a splash. It's not something that we're going to be looking to do every game, but it's not bad. And then there's Captain's Call, which is good. Make 3 1/1s. We have 2 of the Protectors, which is a reprint. This card's actually really good in both draft and sealed. This card is quite strong. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, give it +1/+1 till end of turn. As a 2/3 flyer for 4, that's really good. But when you can play creatures every turn, and you have ways to do it with tokens and generate tokens, it's really strong. I think I want to play. I think we're not going to play red. And my biggest reason why I'm not going to play red is that there's only 1 touch of removal here that I see, and I guess infusion can kill 2 toughness creatures. We don't have a ton of artifacts, although Furious Bellow is good. And Jaya's Fire Nado is pretty strong. 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker Scryrun is fine. I don't know. I think we can get away with not playing red. I mean, the Keldon Strike team looks strong, but I think we can pull away from the red part. And then we're kind of like focused on either. Maybe we just try to play. Yeah. And we'll splash these other cards. We'll not play the artifact there. And we'll splash. With all these dual lands, we'll be able to splash whatever we want. Search for a basic land card, put it in play tapped. Create a sapling token. Target creature you control gets +X/+X and trample till end of turn, where number of basic lands you control. That's pretty cool. Tokens. Wow. The kick gets +4/+4 and trample and haste. 3 mana, you can give something +4/+4, trample and haste. Instant speed, that's pretty strong. Bite down, target creature you control deals damage to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. That's pretty strong. And we have Tail Swipe, which is good. Gaia's Might, that's a reprint. Classic card, too. +1/+1 for each type you have. So I'm definitely going to play green. I'm fairly certain we're playing green. I feel like we have, like, our best bomb is in green. Our, one of the best creatures is a 4/4 reach for 4. So it's solid. However, we don't have a ton of creatures with Defender. So there's 1, 2... Not that I hate the idea of playing the Defender cards. It's just that we don't really have very many. So, yeah, the Chaplain and the... Like, if we needed another creature to be aggressive, I think the Walking Bulwark is fine. It might even be better than fine, but I'm willing to cut that here. Now we're down to 22 creatures. We could even probably cut some of these other cards. I don't know which ones we'd cut, though. Maybe we cut the ones with the blue kicker. Although the clone card seems nuts. And just having an army of creatures is good here. 2/1 flyer for 3. Gain 2 life, that's pretty good. We have the Artisan, we have the Badger. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to cut some cards. So this has Death Touch, which is interesting. Maybe we don't play black. I mean, this is just a 3/3 Vigilance for 4, and we don't really have any other legendary creatures other than our other than Braids and Alice. I don't really know if that's worth playing this. Yeah, let's actually just cut the black. I think it's pretty easy to cut black and just play a green-white shell, and we'll add some of these domain lands to the deck, and I think we'll go from there. Now, white really doesn't give us that much to play with other than stall for time and captain's call, but our green gives us a lot of awesome cards to play. And we have all these fixers that I think it should be fine. Yeah. The only black card we'd have to kick with is the Badger and the Sleeper, which the Sleeper agent's kind of meh. Urborg's Repossession is really good, actually. I was thinking about maybe playing that too. Okay. Instead of getting too carried away, we can put this in the 4 slot for now. But who knows? We'll put it like this. We have 17 creatures, which is a good amount of creatures. We put Gaia's Might in, Tail Swipe, Bite Down, Colossal Growth, and then Captain's Call is definitely a good card to play. So that puts us at 17 with a bunch of tap lands. So you definitely want to have, if you're going to play tap lands, you definitely are not going to play less land. You're going to probably play about 17. I don't know how good Sleeper Agent's going to be. I'm probably not going to kick it. And as a 3-1, I don't like that, so I'll probably cut it. I definitely would play the Root Weaver. And Colossal Growth is pretty okay. The Black Sleeper? The Black... Oh, you mean this one? Vanilla Sleeper? Maybe. Oh, it's a... Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. The guy who you can level up as you go. This is a 3-drop is pretty good. I think this is a 3/3 for 3. It's just a solid creature. Compared to, like, the majority of creatures in this format look like, on the cheap end, are 2/2s. So this is, we can put that as a 3/3. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interactive cards. I kind of want... I guess we could play the Witherseed Treaty. But that's if we're going to get big. We could get Scout the Wilderness, which is fine. Look at the top X card of your library, your lands. Put one of them on top of your library, and then the rest on bottom in a random order, which is kind of okay. Joda's Codex could be good. This could be actually an amazing card for 5 mana. We don't have a lot of ways to draw, and we have a lot of ways to fix our mana to where we can play it. Because if we put all of our duels in here, plus with any of our land search stuff, I don't think we have any right now. And we have room for at least one land search card. It could either be Scout the Wilderness, but a 5 mana, put 2 tokens into play and get a land into the battlefield tap is not that exciting. Whereas in Witherseed Treaty, you can get a land, you can put a token to play, or you can just go for the win right there if you need to read ahead. Just fine. I actually think the Urborg Repossession would be worth splashing. When you pay 3 mana, you can... Yeah, maybe not. You just get 2 creatures back. Maybe it's not that good. Tribute. I mean, if we're going to splash anything, we'd probably want to bring in Tribute. I think the Codex is good. I'd like to try that out. And we have 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 mana, and then we just put our basics in. Since we have 5 islands to splash, and then we have 3 red. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I don't think we need to go crazy. And since we're not searching up lands, we'll just play regular basics for our green and white spells so we can cast them on time. And we'll play with our new cool lands. Bam. Yeah, this is the new one, the Pain Scheme. Let's see. We're mostly a green deck, so we're going to make sure we have plenty of green. Right there, that gives us 9 green sources. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white sources. $17 lands. So we have Captain's Call. And then we have the Colossal Growth, Bite Down, Tail Swipe, and 2 Gaia's Mites, which gives us a total of 6 interactive cards. Actually, Captain's Call's creatures, so. But it's a good card. And then on our kicker side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have Joda's Codex, which will be nice to get. And our deck is 16 creatures plus Captain's Call, which is basically 17 creatures. I think we want to play the Saga. This is a good way to just end the game. Especially with all of our domain cards. I think we should probably try this. At worst, it's going to be a 3 mana +3/+3 and trample the target creature. But we can get a land, make a token, and then pump that token and attack with it. So I think we're going to give that a shot. Squelch Wilderness, if we were focused on other colors, maybe we'd do something else here. I do like this card. Well, that means we have to cut something. So we have no way to pump our creatures while going wide. So maybe we cut Captain's Call. I do like it with the Protector, but I just don't think it's as necessary. And I think the Treaty might be a little bit better in the long run of just trying to end the game. Since we don't have a lot of ways to interact with our opponent's creatures outside of Bite Down and Tail Swipe, everything else is pump spells. So we might as well also have a pump spell victory lined up. and being able to go Wither Seed Treaty, it like +4/+4, throw down Gaia's Might onto the same creature, and then just get in for 9 damage with like whatever else we can do. Seems pretty strong. I like our deck overall. I think it'll perform pretty well, but it'll definitely have its issues. But I think overall, look, our deck looks really good. Now we have like a black-red land, which is the only weird off-color land we're playing. But because it counts as a swamp and a mountain, that'll help out with our domain. And everything else is... We're good to go there. I think everything else looks great. I feel like if we play smart, we should be fine. Alright, I'm going to go use the restroom, and we'll be right back. I'm back. Woo! Alright, let's get to playing. Have some fun here. Some beautiful artwork. I love these trees. Well, I think we have the interactive overlay. I tried so I was setting up the untapped untapped GG settings, and I got them up there. I don't know if you see the overlay yet from what you sent me the other day, last night or this morning. But I got it turned on. I do not. Okay. Well, maybe I have to restart my... Well, maybe I'll do that. This is taking a while. Let me just restart my... Yeah, I'll close out of this and I will restart. Not in match. Okay, so Twitch extension, see all features, enable Twitch. So they have this stream. Enter a match in a supported game. Okay. Okay, so it's active with Twitch. I don't know. I don't have the... Alright, let's see. Let's see if it pops up now. We'll find out. I'm going to mulligan this hand. I don't trust my deck to give me white mana when I want it. But this hand's pretty good. I don't know. Can you see that? What I just pulled up on screen? Hmm. Your silence speaks volumes. Interesting. Well, I'll have to adjust that. I'm not sure if I want to play Vine Prodigy, because it looks like they could have a removal spell up. -2, -2 removal spell to be exact. So I'll just play the Badger here. So, oh, it looks like it's on. The extension says everything's up and running. Weird. Okay. Well, it's our main phase, so we'll fight that thing. I don't have any blue mana right now. Unfortunate. All right. Well, I'll have to figure that out with the. Yeah, it's true. We do. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. I'll be inept. I did upload everything, so it says it should be working. Oh man. I think I'm gonna just play the Hedger Mage here. Interesting. It okay. This is a pretty good play. We're definitely attacking. It's instant and instant. So when we got there, boom. That's how you do it. Yeah, we got there. Pumping for the win. Let's go. Who needs white cards? Apparently, I don't. My deck is mostly green, so. Ugh. And then I get hands like this. I have 17 lands in here, right? Oh, it makes me sad that you can't see this. You can't interact with my stuff. It's weird. Oh well. We do have 17 lands. Our deck is correct. On the play, this is just not a good hand. I like Bite Down and Colossal Growth is good, but these cards are just kind of like these cards are great. But if I don't draw white sources, I'm not gonna be able to play these. So I'll just mulligan. All right, I can deal with this hand. This is a good hand, actually. We're gonna bottom the Guy's Might, I think. Or maybe we bottom the Forest here. Because we're going to go Tainted Isle. We're not going to play this on 2 unless we have to. I don't think we will. Yeah, I'm okay with that. They're saying your go over here. Be patient. Be patient. I got things to think about. This stupid goblin. Such a goofy thing. Nice. Yeah, I'll bring out the Gardener here. That way you can play Prodigy next turn, kick. So they have the full domain right now. Oof. That card's pretty scary. Well, I'm not going to be able to block that, so we attack for 2. Actually, we can go kicker on this guy and then fight this dude. I don't know how much I want to fight this thing, though. I mean, I really have an option here. This card's really strong, so we're just going to basically reverse damage here. Yeah, they gain 4 life from this fight, and then we swing for 7. I don't like doing that, but it's what we had to do. We'll take 6. I'd rather they just take 6 as opposed to taking 10. Or 9 damaging. They gain 9 life. Because there's no way they block. That's fine. Sure. Man, these lands are really cool. Oh no. Oof. Some good cards here, man. Now our root walla can pump. Oof. As a 6/6. Yeah, they got some good stuff here. Bone Rattler is really strong. Alright. They had all the removal spells. I don't have that many removal spells in my deck, so. And there's Liliana. Nice. Yeah, their draw was really good. Alright. Not a lot we could have done there. I could have played another creature, but we're not going to win that battle of attrition. Not with Liliana on their backup. Yeah. It's okay. Sometimes people are just going to have the nuts. So they had this 6-drop that reanimated the creature we killed. Oh, it's so dumb. And they curved into the 7/7. Oh, man. Gosh, this person is a terrible singer. Oh. Oh. I see. No. I have that enabled on here. But I need to go onto the untapped. It should be on the right. I don't know why it's not. Okay. Alright, this is a good hand. I like this hand. We get to start with a Guardian into the Nihilist. That's nice. Yeah, this card's pretty tough to deal with. But there's a lot of like XL cards that they could have here. Sunbathing Root Walla. That card's quite good. I mean, it's worth blocking. I'll get a discard a plains here. Okay, that's pretty good. play our land, and I'll just cast my guy here. We'll set up for next turn. They can attack here and we'll take it. Because they can enlist this soldier to make it a 3-power creature. Oh, never mind. We can just trade our forest for their cavalier if they attack. Ooh, that would have been a good card to get for us. Yeah, definitely would like to scry here, so we'll attack. It's like swing for 5. Yeah, we'll keep the growth on top. So now we know not to discard our land here. Swing for 5. I will discard our ancient. Anywhere close to casting it. I think our guy's really good. But I don't know if I want to... I don't know. Yeah, we'll just discard. Since they could just chump block, although the scry is probably worth it. Yeah, we'll make sure. If they want to trade a chump, it's fine. So we know the land is coming. We don't need it, so let them go to the bottom. If they want to block, I don't really care. So, +2/+2. I mean, I've gotten a lot of value out of this. I want to keep my guy's might at this point, so I'm fine with this trade. And then we'll play our flyer. Okay. Root wall is pretty nice here. So we're going to play Root Walla, which will pump our protector. I don't think we want to attack with this, but we could. I think we will. Because it has trample already, and that means I beat the combat. Gotta give him the thanks. We got there. Boom. You know, that 5/5 trample guy, I don't think it's possible for our deck to really cast it easily. Nah, we're going to keep it as is, though. Not every game's going to come down to us just pitching cards to our lands to our hand, you know, because of our hand. Us just pumping for the win is insane. Like, that Gaia's Blessing plus a trample creature was 8 damage. That's pretty gross. Interesting. I mean, we're going to keep this hand. I think this is actually pretty easy keep. All we need to do is draw an untapped land, and our hand could be really nuts. Okay, that's actually really good here. Happy to play that one, and then we'll play our bog, and that should give us all our the full domain. That card's pretty good. Alright, we can keep that in our hand. I think we just attack here for 2. We could take the codex would be nice. Or we take a creature here. Land. I think we just get a creature here. So our opponent, whoever they are, Marco Jollyboss, has got a trophy. Oh, nice. No, Relic of Ancients, that's nice. Tatiova. Lands you control flying. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, if you control 7 or more lands, up to one target land becomes a 3/3 with haste. Interesting. Currently, right now, they're at 7 lands, and they have not played their land yet, I don't believe. I'm confused. Why did that tap? Oh, the relic. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we can attack for 4, but we could make it 5. Since they can't make the 3/3, I'm not going to worry about it this turn. I think we're going to take out the Sentry. And if that's the case, all we have to do is attack for 4, and then we can bite down on the Sentry. And that leaves us 3 mana to play a Badger afterwards. But I think that's where we start. I'll take the Ancient as a draw. Because it game could definitely go that far. Until end of turn. Okay, yeah. Now their Pixie's good because it has flying, but I think I would have waited on that. Oh, unless they need the mana. Okay, it looks like they might have needed the mana. Double blue card. Okay. Makes sense. I think they do have land in their hand. Okay, bite down. That's fine. We take 3. I think we play our flyer here and we just attack. We don't have to play it right now. I guess we'll definitely swing for 4. Yeah, that'll be pretty good, actually. Now, I could use Tail Swipe to get rid of this Tithe here. But if they're red and green, there's this removal is based on burn and different situations. Like, we can accept taking 3. So they have +3/+3. So we have to block one of their guys. We're going to block the Lookout here. Actually, we can block the Illusionist. Because Tail Swipe is an instant. This is 1, 2, 3. So +1/+1 for each basic land type, and they have 3. That's fine. Equal to the number of attackers. Okay, so they have 3, so they're going to do 3 to the face. But we can kill one of their creatures. That's fine. Okay. So we go... tail swipe here. So we take... We're going to end up taking 2 damage. And going to 1. Or no, we're going to 4. They lose their flyer, and then we have ours. Okay, so... Gaia's Might is +4 plus... Or +5 +5. I think we go for the... They have to block. They have to block if they want to not die. But we have to play a creature beforehand. So we're going to play... Oh no, we can give our creatures menace, right? And then they're dead? Because that's 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5, right? This is all of them, right? Red, green, black, white, blue. Yeah. Okay. Giving all of our creatures menace. My guy gets +1/+1. Past blockers, they can't block. And then lethal. Bam! Woo! Had to do some math there. So I was playing around, on their turn, I was playing around Gaia's Blessing. But they ended up having a card that required attackers. So it was even more situational. And it turned out to be a really good play that we did what we did. I wanted them to do something that made it to where they'd have to go for lethal. And the fact that we had tail swipe allowed us to just prevent any of that. And then we had lethal on the crackback. Now, I didn't realize I had lethal until it was my turn. But I knew I could play in such a way to where my opponent would have to block. But I didn't realize my guy, if I kicked it, it gives all our creatures menace until right at the last second. I was like, oh yeah, I can just give everything menace and win. So... Not the most expertly played game, but it definitely looked like it. I think the words is better lucky than good. Woof. Matthias. Or is it Matthias? Not sure. Prodigy. Okay. I can dig this hand. This hand's fine. A little slow, but fine. Oh, what is this pattern? What's going on here? 3... Is this a compass? Oh no, this is overgrowth. Like there was like a Zamboni or something here, and it got torn down. Weird. Okay. So I'm gonna wait a turn to play the Root Weaver. I'm just probably gonna play the Beachfront. Oop, there's the sleeper. told me to be careful. You warned me. Don't you just pump here? I guess not. I guess you want to get on board. Well, now I can just play this with kicker. Get in for 4. Whenever a creature you control dies, scry 1. I think they're going to make a token. Since we have Tail Swipe in our hand, I kind of want to just play this and get the sleeper off the board. Because it's pretty problematic. However, and now we can attack for 4. No, they're swinging for that. I'm not going to block. Was blown. That's true. It was blown. Evolved Sleeper. Yeah, this card is really strong. They're not playing green, so there's not a ton of ways they can pump here. Yeah. I don't have an answer to that. It's in play. Oh, they have something else too? Oh my gosh, nice. Real nice. I will play a green source here. Hopefully I keep open my black source here. My green-red source. Because I don't mind kicking this, because it'll give our guy +1/+1. We'll take the Boggart here. The Badger. Okay, so they can swing for 5, putting us down to 3. I don't think, unless they have a red, they could bolt us. I'm gonna take it, because they could have the 3/1 that can make us sack it. Yeah, that's fine. Now we can make 2 creatures. Have this creepy spider crawling next to me. I'm deciding whether I want to attack with this or not. It's possible they have a pump spell, but I don't know if that's what they're playing towards. They have a removal spell. If I play another creature, I can swing for 4, putting them down to 5. No. It's too risky. I'll make the predictable blocks. They're doing it for information. They either they need mana or they need spells. They could just be holding lands in their hand. One bottom, one top. Okay. And, or also having that as well. Interesting. I mean, this gives us... We have lethal if we attack with both, but that prompts them to block with just one creature. Because we have exactly lethal. So I think we just play our land and pass. There's no way they don't block. That's fine. Now, I know they don't have a... It's a good draw. This is a good draw because it gains its life here. And then gives us a good double block. But we could just attack for 3 here. Actually, we could attack with both now. If they don't block, they're dead. If we gave this haste, it'd be 5 plus 3, which is not lethal. Or no, we could swing for lethal, but then they just block here and then take 6. Going to 3, make a 4/4 flyer, and then creatures we can't block. So we're in a tough spot. I kind of want to attack with this, but I don't think that's the right play. Because they're showing us nothing. They have nothing. So we'll just pass. I mean, I'm going to play it. Super good here. Yeah, I'm not going to use my Colossal Growth here. I want to see the next card. Nice. Yeah, I can copy the Badger next turn. And their flyer, though. But I can also play this, copy my Cavalier, gain 2 life. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we don't need the Badger, so this is fine. We'll make their guy bigger, but... We could copy the Griff, but I think getting more life is better. But now we're set up to win next turn with the Colossal Growth Brawler. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They're drawing because they have land. Oh man, if they can't kill us this turn, I think we can get them next turn. I mean, this is essentially a 2-for-1. They get to grow their guy a little bit. That's fine though. Well, they also have that card. I mean, this has only 1 mana. Nice. This makes it a little bit more difficult to get through, but I think we can still go for it. Because we're not dead here, I don't think, because we have 2 blockers. Ooh, I can't do both because I need multiple green. So I could go haste here, but I don't think that's necessary. I can get him in the air, actually. Okay, so they have something. So I won't attack here. I will play that sentry, though. They're getting another flyer, which is fine. So if they just enlist here, we have to block, which is fine. They have to tap their biggest guy, which is fine for us. This forces a discard. Interesting. +4, +4. So we +8 in trample. Yeah, they'll eat us alive with this thing, so we gotta go. We're going for it. Yes! We got there. Woo! Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. It was very close. Very, very close. You know, at any point that game could have turned south for us. They did draw a few land. I could tell. And then we drew our tome. Our tome was definitely strong that game. Very good. I think that crit's great. 1 mana, draw a card every turn. I think that's good in a deck that in colors that typically don't have draw. It's really good. I'll say the one thing I like about this set that I've seen so far, very little to go off of, is it feels very fluid and not super crazy aggressive. Although I feel like my last opponent there, their deck was built to be very tempo-esque, which can mirror an aggressive deck, but we happened to have the right cards that we needed to beat their draw. At least their aggressive plan. Which I think is a misstep that some people do, is that they think that they're going to be more aggressive than their opponent, and they don't put enough ways to interact with it early. And sometimes you keep hands you shouldn't. Like, this hand is good. I'm going to keep it. It's a good hand. It's good enough on the play. But it could definitely be better. Like, we only have our basics, which is not great, but which means this is only +2/+2, and this can only be +3/+3, so. But these are definitely for the late game stuff. Nice. Okay. Now this is +3/+3. And this is +4/+4. Single land draw changes everything. And then we have a removal spell. I mean, they get rid of our only creature, our deck's going to fall apart, but hopefully not. It's a flyer. This is somewhat difficult to get off. It's evasive. Alright, they're playing the Scavenger. Scavenger's fine. Nice. We got a Protector here. Now they are beating us on face value, but our chip damage will add up to a lot in the next few turns, so we'll go with Protector here. They might not have an answer to our Protector and Cavalier right now, so that's kind of nice. Because technically they're winning this race. Based on the board. Okay. Not what I want to see, but it's what's happening. Badger's good, though. I'm going to play Badger and then attack for 2. And then we'll say go. We might play defensive growth here. Or if they have another removal spell to get our Badger out of the way, it's fine. No blocks. Interesting. So, we could tail swipe their guy in the air. Which I think I will. Yeah, they don't have a pump spell in their hand. And they could now. Theoretically. But because This is actually important to see what they put in the graveyard. But because we are so far behind on damage, I don't know if we should attack with our Badger or not. Oh my god. So they don't have an instant. But that doesn't mean they don't just have the win. I say pass. We have an ancient to play towards, which is nice. Plus we have interactive spells. I don't want to die with pump spells in my hand. If I can keep my flyer alive, I will. Interesting. That must have been the card they kept. Okay. Alright. Yeah, not having a creature here sucks. This is another instance where the Mossbred Ancient has been stuck in our hand. We're not completely dead here, but if they follow up with another creature, we cannot win. Yeah, that's... I mean, we could play our guy. Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. I think we're going to cut the Ancient. I don't think we're going to be in a position where the card's good. I don't know. I don't want to cut the Ancient. I actually think the card's good. We're just not getting there with it. Right. I think it's too early to make that judgment, though. We're not going to win every game we play, so especially in round one. But this is an example where sometimes the card's too expensive, even though it's really powerful. Because if that was just a creature, I think we would have been fine. Because of all of our cards that were in our hand. Minus the fact that they finally drew an instant spell to interact with ours, which was a good one, too. Giving +1/+1 and hexproof. That's pretty nuts. Or +1 to the toughness plus hexproof. It's just good. That's a good spell. Protection spells are always pretty good in the format when removal is king. Protection spells don't matter if everything's pump spells, though. So I'd be a little wary on jamming those in your deck. Over if you have multiples, I wouldn't play more than one. Unless you have defined the format as that card to be the best answer to the format. which typically it's not. Oh, we're putting it somebody just John. My name is John. That's who we are. I like this hand. There's a lot to love about this hand. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. Is that we don't have land, but I'm definitely going to keep it. I think it's quite worthy of keeping on the draw. Instantly rewarded. Oh, there's a card filter card, but it can only be used once each turn. Still, a 1/3 for 2 that filters mana. That's not bad. Alright, yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. With the planes, we'll have all of our mana. So our Gaia's Might will be +5/+5. 2, 3. Ooh, taps for mana. Nice. That's a good card. Alright, we'll play our Death Toucher here. They're so far not jamming too much damage on us. Granted, they'll be able to add mana this turn with this. So they could play a 5-drop here. Vigilance and Trample? Oh my. Oh my. Well. Wow. This is a lot of damage. That's 5, 6, +3. 9 damage next turn. We can go to 10. We already have the mana. I don't think we need this right now. I think we'll just play this kicked and get on the board a little bit more. And then we have Gaia's Might. I don't know if we want Protector here or Root Weaver. I think Root Weaver might prove to be a little better. Yeah, I like Root Weaver a little better here. Elfheim Worm. I don't... Oof. That card is spicy. It's a common. I didn't see any of these in our pack. 5/4 Vigilance Trample for 5 mana. Nice. That's a good one. That's one of the better green creatures. Yeah, green looks really, really powerful. The reason why I didn't go with the flyer there is that this situationally will be better for us if they have anything this turn that causes us to have to tap for Gaia's Might. And since we have 2 tap lands, we kind of have to play in that general... Yeah, that doesn't have haste. Lucky for us. I think this will be more profitable for us. If we can get them both off the board here. This is +6/+6. If they have a pump spell, whatever. I'm holding my breath here. Okay. That turned out way better than I thought it would. We will play our White Source. The fact that they didn't have any pump spells, that was pretty insane. I think the reason why they were held up on time there was because they might have the protection spell. It's either that or they just had the mana thing up. I mean, if they have a pump spell, by all means, I want them to use it now. Because I'd rather not put more on the board that I can't deal with. Okay. We take 5 trample. I mean, if they counter this, is fine. Now we can play our 7/7 next turn, which is nice. Okay. So they're scrying 2 and then drawing a card. Which is a pretty good card. Yeah, they put 2 lands on the bottom. Definitely looking for something. I'm hoping they don't have a counter spell, because getting our Ancient out will be really huge for us. Tatiova. I mean, they could have Essence Scatter here. Well, they have a response. I mean, we're technically not dead to if we get 2 creatures out. I'd rather not get blown out by a counterspell here, and I think Mog Sentry is really good. Because they're a turn away from being able to use this, so I wanted to wait. +3/+3, yeah. Enters the bottle, look at the top 3, reveal a land among them, put it into your hand, the rest on the bottom in random order. Interesting. I've never seen this. Florofficious Vine Wall. Okay, so we will draw a card here. Not an untap land, but we will just jam this here. Get back our life total and our land. Now we have the biggest creature on the board. That's pretty gross. So we can... We have enough to play 4, 5, 8 mana worth of stuff. So we can hold up Tail Swipe. So I think what we do here is we set up I'm going to play... this to draw. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll just play a flyer here. They can't block it, and that'll give us some a form of damage. It's annoying. Yeah, I think our Codex is going to help us win this match. I'll leave my land in my hand at this point. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Reveal a saga. That's pretty good. Man, they have been top decking pretty well there. They did scry some cards at the bottom, so. Plus this also dug 6 cards deep, so. Look at the top 7. Put it into your hand. Wow. That's their. Isn't that their. Oh no, that was last match. Alright. If we're going to win this game, it's going to be through... I think Guardian can help us punch some damage through this turn. But we'll have to tap down the Protector. At least for one turn. So I guess we'll just do that. Nice. That's a really good one to get. So, I guess we start there. Play you. So now this is at 3. Which means if we attack with this, whatever they block with, they'll just take 5. So maybe we just play another creature. Why does it want to tap all my mana? Actually, we'll get on board with this too. Oh, we can give this haste, even. Because now we can swing with the flyer, too. Yeah. And now we can scry. We don't need land. Oh, perfect. That's great. Now this is 10 damage. Man, the world spell is really strong. That's disgusting. Well, right now he can't activate it. Now he can. Ugh. Interesting. I'll take that guy off the board. I think we just got really lucky there. Alright, we can kick this. Wait, maybe we should draw first. And then we play our Badger, which will grow our Flyer again, so then we can trade here. Because at this point, just getting damage off the board matters. Enlist and 5 in the air. And then we can... Yeah. Oh, perfect. And we'll take both those cards. Better lucky than good, I say. Oh yeah, that was observably my fault. I should have tapped down my 7/7. I forgot this was a 6/6 and not smaller. Yeah, well, heirs are heirs. Woof. Okay, so they get to put that in for free. This card is insane. Okay. So... So we're not going to attack with our small creatures. We're just going to attack with our big ones. Or maybe now we can attack with everything? Yeah, we have lethal with our giant growth in our hand. So they can chump this. They have to chump... I can only use it once per turn, but... Oh. They accept defeat. We did it! We got there! Bam! 25 points of damage. Plus 4 more in our hand. Yeah, Root Walla with Domain is disgusting. Alright, nice. One more win to break even. Another win to... Well, take the whole thing down. Oof. I'm dying. I need a fan or something. Oh. It gets so hot in this room. My fan is just egregiously loud, so I can't play it while I'm recording. Man. Our tome has been nothing but amazing. That card has been good. Hey, finally getting that 7/7 into play was huge that game. Tower. Alright. That's a cool name, Tower. The Tower. We have to beat Tower. Okay, this hand, at first I was like, what? Alright, this is a great hand. We got the Guardian. That's really strong. Granted, it does die to the -2 card. Sure. My land traded for your cut down. Ranger's fine. I've used 2 removal spells already, so... Granted, they're both specialized towards the creatures in the yard. Or small creatures. So if they have big removal, they'll have to play here. Yeah. They're tapped low. I don't mind using a Gaia's Might here. I think we'll wait on the Hydromancer right now. Sacrifice another creature or put a counter on each other creature you control. Nice. It's too important to get that off the board. Interesting. I can choose not to. I mean, okay, they're not sacrificing here. Interesting. keep my guy around as well. They have something. Oh, okay. They'll get back their flyer, right? Yeah. Because it dies on the instep. Yeah, we'll take it. And if they want to sacrifice a creature, that's fine. Well, definitely one for one in there. That's fine with me. Okay, so we drew a land. They didn't have a removal last turn. So if we draw another land, I would like to use my Hydromancer to copy something. Doubt they're going to have us draw a card. Okay, make a token. Okay. We're going to eat the token. This time we will decline. I mean, if they have the removal, I don't care. But if they had the removal, I was dead anyways. So. Well, we have a lot of ways to win this turn. Alright, they got us. They drew another removal spell. Yeah, the Braze was really good. in that game. Man. Nice. All right. I'll take it. 5-3 is a good record. Nice.